Hey guys, this is Ileen, and in today's video I will be showing you how to do this gorgeous clean girl makeup look. Now what do you mean by clean girl? Because every girl is clean. So probably this is a no makeup look, so I'll be showing you how to achieve that. And yes, you guys, so this is the look, and if you're loving how this is looking, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me up on my socials. The links of my socials are down in my description box. So without any further ado, let's get into this video. So for a clean base, all they want is that beautiful glow on the skin, as I have seen. Right now, just forget my hair as it is. We will be focusing on the makeup, and then we will turn on to the hair. Okay, so yes, so initially what they mean by clean girl is, what I have seen is very sleek, very model makeup look. Like most of the makeup the models do generally, a very no makeup look, a very it looks as if you have very perfect and glowing and young skin. So for a clean girl makeup look, I will be more focusing on the skincare first, and then I'll be going on to the makeup, because the makeup doesn't really have much anything. So now what I'll be using is a clarifying toner. So for this I'll be using the Himalaya since 1930 refreshing and clarifying toner. What I'll be doing with this is I'll be using this to kind of block out any excessive oil. You can use a cotton pad. I generally use my hands. Okay guys, so toning is done, and I'll be using a bit more glow toner underneath. So this is basically one of my sister's brand. This is Soap Opera Rose Mist Toner. I'll be using this onto my face to give it a more hydrated, fresh and more glowing skin. So basically, for a more glowy, good, hydrated, nourished look, I prefer a more thick kind of moisturizer, but today I will be using basically a night cream for my moisturizer. And since this is not any kind of squalene retinol or AHA BHA product, I'll be using this in the day as well. So I'll be taking this Biotics Bio Wheat Germ. So I'll be using this moisturizer onto my skin. As you can see, my skin already looks more moisturized, more hydrated and everything. Now I'll be using the Biotics Advanced Bio Almond Under Eye Cream. This is how it looks like in the tub. I'll be using this basically to kind of hydrate my under eyes before I apply any kind of concealer. Now mind you, this night cream can be a bit sensitive, even though it doesn't have any kind of exfoliants or any kind of active ingredients, but this can be mildly abrasive. So I have used this under and also on top of my eyes. Next I'll be using a strobe cream, but if you do not have a strobe cream like me, to make a strobe cream, I'll take a little bit of moisturizer. I'll be using a little bit of my iconic London liquid highlighter, and I'll be applying this onto my face. I can let this dry for a bit, and then we will proceed on to the makeup. I would like to use my ELF Flawless Satin Foundation, because it is more sheer coverage foundation. I think it has a beautiful finish to the skin. I'll take a little bit onto the back of my hand and I'll apply it onto my face. As you can see, it's absolutely my shade, which is bomb. The only problem with ELF is finding the right shade, because it has limited shades in India. I made a video on ELF's this foundations review, and this is one of my favorites. So if you want to see how to do it, what to do it, then go to that video. I'll attach the link of that video down in my description box. I'll use my wet sponge to blend everything in. As you can see, it's just melting into my skin. What a beautiful finish this foundation has. Now after I'm done with the foundation and everything, it looks very dewy, glossy, glowy and everything. I'm going to take this concealer. This is actually a full coverage concealer from Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, shade C9.5, and it's too much. Wait. You just need a little bit for this. Under my eyes, I'm concealing on 2 places. And actually I'll be taking a more concealer brush to buff this. I've taken a little lot to conceal the product under my eyes. I think I did forget to show you something. I did use a primer underneath. Basically I use the Swiss Beauty's primer underneath this foundation and concealer. Very good primer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm taking the Maybelline's New York Fit Me powder. It's a compact. I'm taking my damp beauty blender and I am gonna set this under eye in. I have already done my skin. It looks beautiful. Let's do some bronzing. So I'll be using this liquid concealer from Swiss Beauty. This is in the shade N01 and you can see it's pretty dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this onto just 2 places, onto the higher portions of my cheekbones and also onto my forehead right over here. I'll be using my damp beauty blender to buff this product into my skin. And this is also in the shade 04. This is from Hilary Rhoda and I'll be using this onto my face. I'll be blending this with my fingers generally and I'll be powdering everything in before moving further. You can use a liquid highlighter. I think using a liquid highlighter can be tricky for a lot of people, so I'll be using this powder highlight as well, to give you a good idea about how it might look. I'll be using this gold pink shade right over here. This shade right over here. This one, Crazy Pigmented, yes. And I'll be lightly using a big fluffy brush right over here to give a glow to my skin. And I'll be using this powder puff on top to kind of blend everything in. Till now everything looks very, very, very powdery. So melt everything in. I'll be using the Mars Seal the Deal Makeup Fixer onto my face. So I think it's looking pretty dewy. The powders have all melted into the skin and it is looking fresh and hydrated. Now let's move on to the eyebrows. For a matter of change, I have finally done my brows. So I'm going to spool this up with my spoolie and comb those in. I've not done much to the brows. I've not filled in much as well. I have just kept it minimal and everything. I'm taking this big ass contour brush and I'll be using the Wet n Wild Megaglow contouring palette. I'll be using the contouring shade over here in the shade Lucian Lesh, and I'll be using this to basically contour my face while I've also bronzed it. I'll be using the Swiss Beauty concealer in the shade 05. I'll be using this to actually prime my eyelids a bit. So I'll be using the bronzer onto my big fluffy brush and I'll be using the I'll be using that bronzed color onto my eyelids. Now when you have put those bronzed color onto your eyes, it is looking a little bit more bigger and everything, more blended and everything when you use a big fluffy this kind of brush. Now I'll be using a shimmer. Probably I'll be using the Please Me shimmer from Huda Beauty Naughty Nude palette, and I'll be tapping this onto the center of my eyes. Now next I'll be using the MAC's Kajal eyeliner for my upper lash line. Next I'll be curling up my lashes, and this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I'll be taking this on the wand. I'll be drying this first onto my eyelashes. And for the lips, I'll be going on with a more lip stained kind of a look. So I'll be using the same lipstick I used for a blush onto the center of my lips. So as you can see, the lips now look more blended out, more flushed, more pouty. I'll be using the Gloss Me lip gloss from Swiss Beauty, and I'll be taking this at the back of my hand because you can see the wand is already been very much drenched. I love this. Alright you guys, so this is the completed look. I should have ended this up with a pair of earrings. I wore those, but I had already been bleeding from my ear. I don't know what happened, probably it's an infection, I don't know. So this is the final look you guys, and if you're really loving how this is looking, this is the clean girl makeup look. This is the sleek hairdo at the back, and I'm seriously loving how this is looking. It's very sleek, very model-like, and it is really suitable for everybody out there. I really love the lips, the plump it is looking onto the lips, and I also love the eyes. I wish I had a pair of eyelashes, but I recently broke those, and I really wish I could wear the earrings, but I could not, so I am really upset because of that. But apart from that, the entire look is coming through together, and yes, I have already slicked back my hair and everything, and it is looking gorgeous. So if you love how this is looking, then don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It helps my channel a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye guys.